What's up, MFFLs? You're watching Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. We got producer Coop with us, too. He will be involved on today's mailbag. Appreciate everybody who sent in just those magnificent questions. And Coop, we'll start here. Ballin' with Barry asks, who's a player the Mavs should target that hasn't been talked about? Coop, I'll give it to you first. Is there a name or two out there that you think the Mavs should be monitoring here?
Yeah, a guy that's been mentioned in trade rumors over the past few days and for about a week or so now is Trent Jr. He's someone that the Raptors might be looking to move. The Raptors are kind of teetering on the brink of, are they going to sell or are they going to buy? And Trent's the guy that you can kind of split it down the middle there. He's a guy averaging 18 a game this year, is having a great season, and he can be an expiring contract because he has a player option for next year. He's someone that, if I were the Mavs, I'd be looking at heavily.
Yeah, and a report out there that he's likely an opt-out guy and would hit free agency. So if you're Toronto and you're not going to pay him, he could be a guy that gets moved, and he would help give you some of that perimeter play that we've been talking about here on Mavericks Today. Reggie Bullock's finally playing a little bit better, but you can never have enough wing depth. So I think a guy like Trent could be an intriguing piece. We'll have to wait and see. There was also some buzz that the Raptors could look to add a big. I don't know if Dwight Powell moves the needle, but maybe Powell in a first.
Hey, he is a Toronto native.
Hey.
Yeah, the Raptors might want to bring him home. I believe Dwight Powell's also on an expiring contract, so that could work.
Does Toronto want JaVale McGee? I'm guessing the answer is no.
I can offer you one JaVale McGee.
Thank God there's not two of them. That's all I got to say. Would you trade for Trent Jr.? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let Coop and I know down in the comment section below. I think he'd be a good fit. Kind of one of those guys that can plug and play anywhere. From Ron Swan, great character. Will the Mavs trade or extend Christian Wood? It kind of feels like it's one or the other because you don't want to run into that Jalen Brunson 2.0. Now, Christian Wood, as we're filming this, Coop, does have a fractured left thumb. Going to be reevaluated in about a week or so, so I don't think that's too concerning. It's not a shooting hand. But the Mavs, if they don't trade him in the next 3 weeks for a bigger piece, I think you really have to consider getting an extension done because, like I said, you don't want to run into that Brunson situation where not only do you not keep him, but you didn't get anything for him either.
We can't go down that road again like they went with Jalen Brunson last year. They can't afford to let their second best player go in free agency for nothing. So I think you have about 2 weeks here where you decide if you're going to extend him. And if you don't extend him, I think you push hard on the trade market and find something for him. And I think there is a deal to be had out there because Christian Wood's a valuable player and other teams will like him on that expiring contract because he's a good rebounder and he's one of the best, power forward scorers in the NBA right now. So I think there's value there, but there might be more value in the Mavs keeping him and trying to stay out of that playing seat in the playoffs where they are right now.
Yeah, he can stretch the floor. I think teams like bigs that can shoot the three. He obviously can do that. He's played better as a defender as of late. It's going to be an interesting deal because I like Wood. I wouldn't trade him to go into sell mode. The only way I would trade him is if I'm getting
it's an upgrade,
a true number two. Now, who is that, right?
Exactly. I don't know if that guy really exists on the market unless are you getting Miles Turner with an extension in place? Probably not, but it would be for a guy of like Miles Turner's caliber that I would be looking for. And I'm hoping the injury doesn't impact his trade value or status. I don't think it will because it seems to be a minor one. But I guess we'll see. As you said, he'll be reevaluated in about a week with that hand injury.
Yeah, ideally he gets back, plays well for that week, 10 days leading up to the deadline. And then, it's decision time for Nico and the boys. So we'll see what happens with Christian Wood. What do you guys think? What is the more likely scenario? Type T for trade Christian Wood, type P for pass. What do you think will happen with Christian Wood? Let us know in the comment section down below. Now, Luka Doncic isn't going anywhere, at least not right now. So represent him by getting a T-shirt. Sometimes not everybody can afford a jersey or wants to spend a lot of money on a jersey. Get a tee. Get the Doncic tee here. Mavs logo on the front, name on the back. Chatsports.com/Luka T. That link in the description of this video. Click and shop today. It's chatsports.com/Luka T. Got a couple more here. Foliage asking, what happened to the Mavericks defense? They can't guard anyone right now. Yeah, Coop and I have been talking about this. They've given up 130 or more points in 3 straight games, which I believe is a franchise record, Coop. I believe I saw that note as well. Just not good. I mean, they've obviously missed Dorian Finney-Smith. Now Wood's hurt, so you don't really have that rim protector with Kleber also out. it's just bad right now.
Yeah, it is. And Finney Smith came back against the Hawks, and they still gave up 130 plus, and he played 35 minutes. I know he's just getting back into the swing of things. Losing Josh Green was big as well because he's a guy you rely on for defensive energy. He came back. Maxi Kleber, apparently, I don't believe this for a second, that he's going to be back before the All-Star break. That's what he told reporters the other day. But we'll see what happens there. But they are missing a lot of key contributors on defense. Now Christian Wood has stepped up at kind of a rim protector role and being a better defensive rebounder than he's known for. But right now, they're letting teams just shoot crazy percentages on them and score a ton of points. We know the Mavs can score a ton of points, and when they score 120, there's no excuse for losing any game.
You can't give up 130 consistently. There's going to be nights like that where that happens, but 3 straight, I mean, you're talking about giving up over 400 points over a 3-game stretch. I mean, that's just not acceptable.
It's not good enough, and they know it's not good enough as well. I mean, they've tried to work on defense and practice and stuff, but it's very hard. I mean, the NBA is also a very offensive-oriented league right now, and every night it seems like you're going up against someone that can put up 35 or 40, and it's very difficult to get stops, but you just can't have a night where you're giving up 56% shooting and 127 points.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Make sure you guys subscribe to us here at Dallas Mavericks Today for nonstop Mavericks news, rumors, a lot of trade buzz over the next couple of weeks leading up to that February 9th trade deadline. Coop and I will have you covered here on the channel, so be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss anything. All right, from Noted Bull, what is the biggest position of need for the Mavericks? I mean, we've kind of gone full circle here, Coop. Throughout the offseason, so it was like backup point guard, backup point guard, backup point guard. I still think you need that, but you could equally say you need another wing. You could also say you need another big.
Exactly.
I mean, you really could use any of that. You need, I'll put it this way, you need an impactful player on both ends. Like, you need a guy that can be your number 2 or 3 guy if you really want to make a move. And again, I don't know if that move is out there.
This might be a bit of a cop-out answer, but you need, like you said, you need both positions. You need a guy who can score on offense, a guy who can score on defense, whether it's a wing or a big. I think you need a little bit of everything right now, and there are moves to be made in the smaller market, but a guy who's going to give you big impact, big minutes, is going to cost a lot, and the Mavs just don't have a lot of trade assets to go get that guy. Like, I don't end up thinking, unless Christian Wood's going to be involved in the trade, they're going to go get a Miles Turner or a Buddy Hield or Gary Trent Jr. I would love to get Gary Trent Jr. I think he would be a perfect fit on this team, but what do the Mavs have to give up? I mean, I don't think they're ready to give up on Jaden Hardy or Josh Green for a rental.
You can't move Dinwiddie.
Can't move
then you
Dinwiddie.
don't have a second ball handler.
Yeah.
So it's like, the only way you can move Dinwiddie is if the guy you're bringing in is basically a point guard. I mean,
Is JJ Barea coming out of retirement to play 15 minutes? I mean,
I hope not.
Yes, I don't think so either. But they need a little bit of everything. My preference would be a wing, a guy who can handle the ball a little bit, maybe create his own shot, and play defense as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, Trent can do a little bit of that. He's a little, what is he, 6'5"? So,
he's 6'7".
6'7". He can handle some. So I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. You know, that report from Tim McMahon that we discussed that, you know, Luka has had a conversation, and Mark Cuban can shut it down on Twitter all he wants.
That Tim McMahon tweeted and said Tim McMahon got it wrong.
Mark Cuban says Tim McMahon got it wrong per Tim McMahon's Twitter. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen. I think Luka sees what we all see in that he doesn't have enough help. They have some decent role players, but they don't have a true number 2, and it's hard to win that way in today's NBA. All right, guys, appreciate you for tuning in to today's Mailbag video. We'll be back soon with some more coverage here on Mavericks Today, so make sure you guys subscribe as we are going to have you covered for all of it here on the channel. I'm Harrison Graham. Enjoy your weekend.